Hi, welcome to our live chat. We're going to be doing a presentation about attending community college in the United States. So this is especially a guide just for international students. And we're going to be talking about a few things. First, we're going to go over just an overview of what a community college is, and then we're also going to talk about some of the reasons why. Why would you be interested in going to a community college? So we're going to talk about that as well. So hopefully you can listen to the presentation and feel free to chat questions in the chat box below, and we will try to answer those questions either as we go or mostly probably at the end we'll review and be able to answer any questions that you have at that time as well. So let's just start off by introducing ourselves. We haven't done that yet. I'm Talia Popovsky, and I'm the manager of international student recruitment here at Valencia College. So let me just say we're all affiliated with Valencia College, and Valencia College is located in Orlando, Florida. So we're here where the weather is really nice and where Mickey Mouse and Disney World lives. And Valencia College is a 2-year school, so we're a community college offering mostly associate degree programs for students, and we do have a significant number of international students. So we want to talk to you just kind of in general today about community colleges, and let me allow my partners to also introduce themselves as well. So.
Hi everyone, my name is Jiaping Bai. I go by Bailey, that's my American name. I currently work as an international recruitment specialist here at Valencia College. I'm also taking some business and accounting classes, so I'm like kind of a hybrid. I'm a student and also I'm a staff member here. That's why kind of like my background can help with the future prospective students a little bit.
Yeah, and here we have...
Hi, my name's Sami Fatal. I'm a student at Valencia College, majoring in biomedical sciences and planning on transferring to UCF after I finish my degree here.
Yay!
Awesome. So we want to give you some perspectives, as I'm a full-time staff member, and Bailey here is an international student, but she also works in our office, so she's a good example for you. And Sammy also is just a student here at Valencia College. He can tell you about his experience too. So you can see our contact information on the screen there if you want to take it down.
Yep.
So let's get started. The first thing that we really want to just go over is what is a community college.
Right.
So we know the idea of community colleges is different. It's actually really unique in the U.S. of kind of what this model is. So sometimes community colleges are also called junior colleges or 2-year schools or city colleges. Those are names that you may also associate with just community college in the U.S. And community colleges are usually public schools, and many of them could have multi-campuses, or for example, Valencia College covers Orlando, but we have several campuses all around sort of the Central Florida region. So you may see different types of models. It's multi-campus, or maybe one system with community colleges kind of all over the state. I know in California it's similar to that. And community colleges primarily offer associate degrees. So associate degree programs are usually 2 years, and they cover the first 2 years of what you would earn in a bachelor's degree. So in the U.S., I think you guys know that you have to start off with what's called a general education. So if you start at a community college or a university, the first 2 years are these general classes. So you would take what's, for example, English composition and speech, and you will take a science and a math class. So those are going to be usually the type of classes you would take if you're doing the associate in arts degree. So an associate in arts degree is meant to transfer to a university. So you would do 2 years, complete the associate in arts degree, and take all of your general education classes, and then you would transfer to a university, and you would transfer as a junior, and then you would finish the last 2 years in order to earn your bachelor's degree program.
Right.
So community colleges also offer other 2-year degrees, for example, an associate in science degree. And those are a little more technical, and those would be like if you wanted to do 2 years and then just go right into working from there. So some community colleges, like Valencia, they also offer some bachelor degree programs.
That's true.
Yeah. But generally, the associate's degree is the primary thing that the community college will offer. And just so you understand, so in the U.S., when you see a school name that says college, usually a college is one that would award associate and bachelor's and maybe some master's programs sometimes. And a university is one that would award bachelor degrees and master's and PhD degrees. So only a school with the name university would offer a PhD. So that's just a little bit of background for that. So many community colleges have what's called articulation agreements.
Yes.
So articulation agreements are set programs that a community college would have with a university. So we would have, for example, we have articulation agreement with University of Central Florida.
Right,
So
UCF.
UCF, exactly. So when you do, after you finish the 2 years, you follow the articulated program, and then you gain automatic access to that university. So other community colleges all over the U.S. have similar things. They'll have articulation agreements. So basically, partner universities that they're working with for that.
Right.
Some community colleges also want to mention have partnerships with universities where you can even take classes for that university on the community college campus, and they offer the class there, and you could do the whole bachelor's degree through the university through that community college campus too. So that's kind of just a general background of what it is. You know, the idea is that it's generally associate degrees the first 2 years if you want to do AA to transfer to a university, or you could do an AS degree, which is 2 years, and then just go right into working. So let's move forward. Well, the main thing we're going to talk about today, though, is what are the reasons why international students would want to attend community colleges. So we're going to kind of break it down by the top 10, and this is something that Education USA has really broken down some of the main reasons that I've seen. So we're going to talk about a little bit about each one of those. So here's the first one.
First reason why you should attend a community college. That comes to, my turn. Hey again. So the first reason here we are looking at is actually a lower cost, and basically it is well known. Like for myself, I am an international student, and when I do my research before I apply for schools here in the States, for let's say for private universities, that's probably per academic year is gonna cost about 30,000. Yeah, and a public university probably like 17,000.
Right.
But here, but here at a community college is about like 9,000. You can see the difference. It's kind of huge, and actually, in general, the community college are at least like 40 to 50% lower than the university, four-year university. And also, the good thing about it is some schools, they even offer tuition installment plans. So you don't have to pay your tuition all at once before you start a class every semester. You can actually pay per month, like month by month. And also, sometimes the community college doesn't have on-campus housing. That kind of like take away a kind of like big part of your expense, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, and also, you know, there are actually some scholarship opportunities for international students available, and that kind of help a lot sometimes. Usually per semester when we start our classes, our international students pay their tuitions at the beginning, but either by a credit card or a check or wire transfer. It's really up to the school policy on that.
Yeah, you always want to check with whatever community college you're applying to and ask them about any scholarship opportunities that they have, and anything like Bailey said, like the tuition installment plan, which will help you so that you don't necessarily have to pay all the money up front. It'll help you to do the payments throughout. So really great points.
That is very good, right.
So let's move to our next point, number 2 reason.
Talia kind of like just now, Talia kind of covered part of it. Usually for our 2-year community college, we have this articulation agreements with a lot of the local public universities that after you complete your 2-year study here with us, you can have many opportunities to transfer to the 4-year universities. It's kind of like guarantee based on the school policy. Here at Valencia, we kind of, we have at a Valencia College, we have this all 11 Florida State public universities that you can choose you want to transfer to. And also we have a really famous program called Direct Connect to University of Central Florida, UCF, and other, of course, some other, you can choose other opportunities if you want to transfer out of the state. So always some schools, they need you to provide your GPA during the 2 years of study at a community college, and also they will recommend you to take some courses at a community college, so you can transfer all your credits from here to a 4-year university. And actually, like Talia just mentioned, at Valencia we offer a few of the bachelor degrees here.
Yeah, I
Right.
think if you want to start a community college, the best thing to do is you can start by looking at the universities you may be thinking about transferring, and they will usually be able to provide you with some of the guidelines of the classes that you will want to make sure that you're going to transfer over, and also the GPA that they're looking for. So at the community colleges, the staff will help you with all of that transfer information to make sure that you have the best chances of admission to any of the universities in the U.S., whether it's some of the top schools or
Right.
whether it's a local university
Yeah,
that's
Ivy League.
available. So there will be a lot of opportunities for you to transfer, and it's very common in the U.S., so it's not something out of the ordinary that students would start at a community college and then transfer to a university. So both community college and universities are very familiar with this kind of model.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next thing we want to talk about are the flexible English language requirements. So this is really helpful, especially for non-native English speakers. So if you're from an English-speaking
myself.
country, yeah. If you're from an English-speaking country, then this won't matter that much. But if you're from any country where English is not your first language, then usually if you want to go to a university, you have to show a pretty high English proficiency level by taking maybe TOEFL or IELTS examination. So at community colleges, generally there are assessment tests that they offer. So you would go to the school, and then they would give you an assessment test to kind of see what level of language you have. A lot of community colleges offer intensive English programs, so you can start, so even if you have a lower level of English, you can start at the intensive English program. They have something called EAP, or English for Academic Purposes, so that's kind of a step above maybe the intensive English program because it's more academic related, and usually with that you can take also some of your regular coursework, like if you wanted to take math and science and things like that at the same time. And then all students will have to take English composition tests. So different schools will have different English language sort of minimums. So some schools will require you to have a TOEFL or IELTS exam, but the score that you need will probably be much lower than what you would need if you're applying directly to a university. And there are also some community colleges that maybe don't require it at all because they would just want you to take their placement test, and they have the English language resources that are there for you as well. So this is one great benefit if you're a student and you're really worried about your English proficiency, if you're going to meet the level for the university, or if you need some more help, a community college is a really great place for you to start.
That's true. Definitely.
So let's talk a little bit more on our next item. It's number 4 on our list, which is the focus on students. So I'm going to have Sammy help me out here. So, this is really about the way that our teachers spend time with the students and kind of what the classrooms are like here. So maybe, Sammy, you can tell them about, one of your favorite teachers, or just overall kind of what the classroom atmosphere is like at a community college campus.
In the classrooms, mostly, the classes are really small, probably 30, 28, something like that, students. And the professors are really friendly here. They're really nice. They help you out a lot. Especially if you're not doing so good, they help you out a lot. My favorite professor so far has been John Hancock Creighton, my speech professor. Really great guy, really good guy. So far, yeah.
So what about you, Bailey? Do you have any tips for them on what is it like in the classroom, and how is it focused on the students?
Yeah, definitely. Because as I mentioned earlier, I'm taking business and accounting classes here at Valencia, And our class size, as Sammy mentioned earlier, is really small. Like my class size probably about like 20, 25. That's for my major. And that makes this thing happen. What thing? The professor have more time to each individual student.
Exactly.
Yeah. For example, like there are some questions I don't understand personally. I can just feel free to raise my hand. Professor, can you explain a little bit more? And since we don't have too many students in the classroom, we can just do the group work, kind of like listen to each other's opinion about it, so you can do like a brainstorm thing together.
Especially if you're taking really hard classes like
Right.
Calc 1,
Calculus,
Calc 2, yeah.
exactly. So that makes me feel like, and sometimes I can become focused, and the professors really care, and the classmates help each other out. So that's really great for me.
Okay, great. I hope that was kind of a little insight on what it's like at a community college campus. And they talked about this a little bit, but our next item is the small class sizes. So the average size of a class at a community college is generally between about 15 and 20 students. So I know here at Valencia College, usually the max is probably around 30 students. But if you were to start at a university, I know, for example, myself many years ago, starting at a university, my first year had some classes that 400 or 500 students in them. So it's a much different atmosphere than like a big sort of state public university would be. The classes are going to be fairly small, and this will allow the professors to devote more time to individual students, and for the students to interact with each other,
Right.
just like you said. And usually if you start at the community college and you do 2 years and you transfer to the university for the last two, those last 2 years at the university are usually much smaller classes there, because those are the ones that are more very specific to your major. So that way you'll have that individualized attention. And the small class sizes is really good for international students, because it can be hard to come to the U.S. and try to adjust to a different language and culture, and maybe leading your family. So having a smaller class size gives you more access to your professors and a little more attention. So it's really helpful for international students in general.
I definitely agree on that. Yeah.
So let's go to our next item, number 6.
Our number 6 reason is our practical training. So maybe a lot of students, especially international students, are wondering, like, are there any like employment opportunities for me? Can I even like work part-time so that can gain some experience on one hand, and on the other hand I can be financial independent to myself. So,
I know that's a question that we get from a lot of students.
Right.
Can I work, and what can I do at a community college?
Exactly. And actually, the answer is good. It's good. It's great news. Basically, we have three types. This is three. 3 types of like employment opportunities for our international students. First one is on-campus employment, like myself, like what I'm doing here in an international student office. It can be it's part-time job, part-time position, and you don't have to obtain authorization on this. It can be places like library, computer lab, bookstore, or some event center, like campus offices, like our office right here. It's really great. And the second option you can have is it's called a CPT. It actually stands for curricular. Pardon my English. Curricular practical training. It can be either part-time or full-time. It actually requires you to finish the first academic year at a college, and then you can try to look for internships, jobs related to your major, and that need the work authorizations. So when after you find your employment opportunities, you come to the international student office, and your international student advisor will help you to update your I-20, which is a kind of like very important document for international students. And then you can start on, gaining experience, which is awesome. I actually did that before too. And the third one is called OPT. It stands for Optional Practical Training. That is actually either a part-time or full-time position after you graduate. and that basically for majority of the majors, the period is 12 months after you graduate, and for some science or STEM majors, it can be up to 29 months, and this has to be related to your major, to your field. That's for sure. And definitely, it's like CPT, it will need your work authorizations.
Right.
Right. And actually, because, a lot of students at a community college, they actually have more opportunities, or they're flexible getting some work experience, because they can do this 1 year during while you're getting your degree, and you can continue working after you get your degree, after you graduate.
Right. So as Bailey's saying, as a community college student, when you finish your associate's degree after 2 years, you can do that 1 year OPT, and then when you transfer to the university, you would continue 2 more years for the bachelor's degree, and you would get also 1 more year of OPT. So by doing the associate's degree first, you're getting 1 more year of practical training that you can be involved in. So it's always good to check with the immigration advisor at the current school, and they can help to give you advice and information on what are all of the work regulations for the school.
Right.
But what are some of the samples of the work experience that students do here at Valencia College for CPT or for OPT?
Oh my God, there's actually a lot of opportunities. Yeah, like if you're a hospitality major, or actually business major, or other majors, here we have a good thing. The location is great, and we have Disney World. Yay! You can work for the Mickey Mouse.
Don't forget Universal.
Universal too.
Yeah.
SeaWorld, and a lot of major hotels, Marriott, because Orlando is such a tourism hotspot. So there are a lot of big brands for hotels, lodgings, restaurants, and of course we have a lot of great engineering companies too.
Lots of tech and engineering companies like Siemens companies here in Orlando.
Yeah, and back to my major, accounting. Accounting firms, there's a lot, because there's tons of business over here, and every business needs accounting. So there's a lot of good opportunities for sure.
So how do you find out about these opportunities for some of these kind of jobs?
I actually found it out from an office on campus. It's called Career Service Center. It helps international students, and of course the American students too. They help them to find an internship opportunity, and a lot of them, if you really perform well, you can extend your internship with them. You can turn that into an OPT opportunity. So I think the Career Service Center kind of very helpful for us when we find this opportunities for our internship or employment. Right.
Okay, cool, great. So let's move on to our next item. It's our number 7 of the top reasons why you would want to attend a community college. And that's about the latest technology, because, with the ties to the community that these colleges have, that we really have access to the state-of-the-art classrooms, technologies, and facilities. So many community colleges over the U.S. you will find that will have even though you think, oh, but it's not a university, we still have fairly high-tech campuses. So you'll find that most community colleges will have wireless access to the internet.
Yep.
We'll have computer labs, computer centers with different types of computers that you'll have access to whenever you want to. We have drawing labs for people that are doing any kind of art or architecture type majors.
Yep.
We also offer, we do, and a lot of other community colleges do, may have some online classes that you can take, or ones that are mixed mode. Do you guys take any mixed mode? Hybrid classes.
Hybrid class.
Yeah,
So how does that work?
Really, really interesting class, because you can keep you can check your grade whenever you want to. The papers, you submit them online through Blackboard, so it makes it a little bit easier. Hybrid classes.
Yeah, so you'll have access to that, and even some of the classrooms I know here on campus, they're very high tech. They have smart boards where you go up to the front and you can even you touch the board and it manipulates the computer, and it's very cool. I think even some of the teachers don't know how to use those boards, but
I actually just learned today because I need to assist my professor to put the screen down, so we can show the PPT on the screen. Everybody can see that clearly. It's really cool.
Yeah. We also have, we'll have laboratories for science students, and we even have, at Valencia campus, we offer hospitality management, and you have a really state-of-the-art kitchen that's available that students can work in and get to actually practice and use their culinary skills to make dishes, and usually every week they have little sales of some of the food. So a lot of different types of high-tech resources that you'll have at a community college. So don't think just because it's a community college you won't have that kind of thing available. So let's go into our number 8 reason. So this will be number 8. 8 reason is the flexible admissions. So community colleges in the U.S. generally have what's called open access admission. Okay, so what that means is that it's very welcoming, and that generally students would need to have only a high school diploma or a GED exam, and maybe an English proficiency required or not, depending on the school, in order to gain admission. So tests like the SAT exam or the ACT exam are usually not required. And some community colleges, like I said, may not require even the English proficiency because they'll have resources there for you. And they're actually, if you are applying to any community colleges in the state of Washington, which is in the northwest of the United States, a lot of those community colleges don't require even a high school diploma because they have special programs where you can come in, as a high school student, and you can even finish your high school work as you start your community college in your higher education degree there. So there's a lot of flexibilities, and to apply to a community college, the deadlines are also usually very flexible. So either the deadlines will be later on, closer to the start of the term, generally maybe 2 months before or 3 months before, probably the most, or they'll be on a rolling basis, which means they'll take applications as long as they still have, they're still able to process them in time. So the deadlines, the test requirements, the things that you need to submit will be much more flexible at a community college than it will be at a university. So that could really help you out as well.
Yeah, for example, today I was assisting an international student and who is actually waiting on his bank statement from another country. So we kind of work on that. I already told him that we are more than happy to assist our students, as long as we can process his paperwork and I-20 document like this on time, make sure they can, schedule their visas, interview, and we are more than happy to assist them.
Yeah, we try to do whatever we can to help the students throughout the admissions process to try to make it easy for them.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's move on to number 9. We're going right through now. We're almost to the last reason why, but number 9 is experience with U.S. culture. So maybe, Bailey, you want to talk about this one a little bit?
Yeah, definitely. It's actually my favorite part. That's actually... for a lot of students, that's probably one of the main reasons they want to come to U.S. to study, to live, so you can experience different cultures, learning another language, English.
Yeah, so don't think that at community college you can't do that. In fact, maybe it's a little bit more because of the community environment.
It is, definitely. Like, for example, we are like a community college. We're surrounded by the communities, and a lot of times, like, for example, take myself for example, like, I really like doing all this volunteer stuff, like get involved into like a community lives. So I know, like, there are places and a lot of opportunities on campus that I can find such opportunities, so I can volunteer with my American friends in a community. I can like give kids the word. I think that's one of the events I attended. That's really awesome. And then I get a closer look at the American ways. the daily life. It's not only you watch American drama Friends on TV, something like that. It's really you are in there. You're in the show. You're in.
Which one are you, Monica, or are you?
I like Phoebe actually.
Okay, Phoebe.
The crazy one.
Yeah, the crazy lady. I love her. Yeah, back to China. Yeah, and also you meet a lot of friends in classroom. As we said, like you have smaller classrooms, and you have more chances to talk to your like domestic students, your classmates, so you can learn from them. Let's say, for example, myself, when I first came here, I know there's a Subway. It's a sandwich thing. It's very popular
Subway
here.
sandwich.
Right. But the thing is, I didn't know how to order it. You have to order your bread, order your cheese, order your meat, all your vegetables, everything like that, and your sauce in the end.
Yeah.
That was crazy. I was like, I don't even know. For some items, I don't even know the names.
Right.
Like jalapenos.
Right.
Turned out to be one of my favorite right now, but I didn't know the name back to the day.
Yeah, the names will surprise you, like the banana peppers.
Right.
They were bananas.
Right, exactly. So that's just one part of the cultures, and also, for example, like how do you go to see a doctor, do your appointment at the DMV, where you get your driver's license, all those things. Like it's a brand new world, and since I came here, I feel like I grew so fast, and I was not like a dependent girl to their parents, anymore. So I take care of myself a lot, and all these culture things. Oh, for example, like the festivals. Because we are so diverse right here, and basically you have people from all over the world living here. So that's kind of like one of the beauties that I like a lot.
One of the parts of American culture is just the
Right.
diversity that we have.
Right, exactly. So I know I went to this festival thing. I think it's Mexican festival, and they offer Mexican food. They do the dance. It's really cool. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity to experience American culture, and then just the diversity that we have here with local festivals, events. And we have a lot of student organizations too that will help you, that you can get involved with other American students or other types of cultures. We even have an international student association, which is just a club with all of our students that they can get together and they can do cultural activities and events. And we usually at the International Student Service Office have things throughout the year. So tonight, like we'll have a foreign movie night, or we'll have different events, or we're having it on Thursday. We're having sort of a cultural festival that everybody could participate in.
Right.
So it's just a big mix of things that you'll get to see if you come to a community college.
Yeah, and also another thing I want to add up here to this point is actually you come here and you represent your country and culture too. It's not only you getting the U.S. culture and ways, also you can kind of like spreading out your own culture and even languages or food, everything
like
to
making a blend.
Right.
Too,
It's blending in. So it's really cool. I still remember I was teaching my classmates how to speak Mandarin, which is my native language, and it's really cool. And there was another time that I made some Chinese homemade dumplings, and I brought it to class.
I think we're going to need her to make that.
Yeah.
Now that we know.
It's a promise. It's on air right now. So that is really awesome too. You will feel like you're doing this. It's amazing, and you will feel a little bit proud of yourself.
For culture.
It is. Yeah.
Okay, great. So now we're finally made it to the number 10 reason why international students should attend a community college, and that is great student support. So you're going to get a lot of people, I think generally community colleges, we do a little more what's called kind of hand-holding, or really taking a student and really helping them through the process from the part of the application to when they're here, making sure they're going to be successful and making sure they have the advice of how they're going to be transferring to a university. So there's all kinds of different services that are available. We mentioned the career center. So there could be career centers at any community colleges that that help you to find internship opportunities. Usually community colleges have writing centers.
Right.
So if you're having any kind of concerns, you want to improve your writing, or if you have papers to submit for classes, usually they can help you with that. We also have just tutoring centers in general. So if you're struggling on any types of subjects, there'll usually be math, accounting, that the tutors will be able to help you with that. We have offices at community colleges for volunteer. So if you want to volunteer in the community and be more involved, you can stop by there and they can give you a listing of different types of resources that are available. And of course, we have academic advisors too. So when you arrive as a student at a community college, usually there'll be some academic advisors that will assist you and help you plan the classes that you're going to be taking to make sure that you're going to be great and you're going to do well and be able to have those transfer opportunities that you want. So we'll help and make sure that you're on the right course as you're a student here. We also have offices like a disability service office. So if you have any particular disabilities where you would need special assistance, we have resources for you. We also have counseling centers. So if you have, when you come here, if you do struggle with sort of adjusting and you need help, and sometimes it happens, sometimes you miss home and you need someone to talk to, we have counseling centers and counselors here too that can talk to you. And of course, most importantly is where I work, which is the International Student Service Office, where we're going to be able to help and give you any kind of immigration information that you need as an international student, and also help you a lot with that cultural adjustment period. So there, all those resources are basically at your fingertips.
Oh, there's one more actually, which can be very helpful, especially when they look for an internship and employment opportunity. There's a center help you to develop your resume, which is great, because to my knowledge, some countries like my motherland, China, we have a different way to do the resumes. Like in China, they prefer you to put your photo on it. And here in the States, actually, you shouldn't. Because, all this...
It's different, yeah.
Yeah, so it's different. But when I first came here, I didn't know.
Right.
And it will be great. There's a center especially for you to help you to develop your resume. Make you more competitive, So that one is really good too.
Yeah, so all that will vary depending on which community college you attend, but don't think that just because it's community college you won't have those kind of resources available to you. Usually we try to do as much as we can to kind of help you through the process.
Right.
So those are the 10 steps. Let's look and see if we received any questions, and then I'll have Sammy help me with some of the questions.
Okay.
So go ahead and you can type any questions that you have. It looks like we have one question here about housing. So what kind of housing is available for community college students? So maybe I'll talk about what some of the general options are, and then I'll have them kind of talk about their situations. So at community colleges, usually you have a few different choices. So some schools may offer what's called a homestay, which is an opportunity to come and live with, let's say, American family. So you will live with them, and then they usually will help you with some things like with breakfast or maybe with some transportation. So that allows you to have a cultural immersion. Some community colleges have dormitories or housing right on the school grounds. So you can live there, and then you can just kind of walk to your classes. And then other community colleges may not have that available, where you would have to actually live off campus in an apartment style living.
Right.
So that may end up being, you can have more choices of kind of where you want to live. In that case, you may have to find public transportation or get a car or walk, depending on how far the apartment communities are that you would be living. So those are generally the types you would see. So I don't know, how do you guys think, like, how would you find a roommate, and like what how do you find the living situations? How do you get around, basically?
Yeah. Sammy?
So I live with my uncle, and like if I'd say to anybody if they want to look for apartments, first thing you do, go to Craigslist or Google apartments for rent, roommates, and you'll find a lot of good stuff. That's how I was thinking of moving out for a period of time, and that's how I found a really good guy on Connery, went right here, right next to the school, and I found him off Craigslist. So Craigslist is a really good website to find roommates on.
We even have our college has a website where students can post and say if they have like roommates or rooms and things available. So, did you want to add anything, Bailey?
Yeah, actually here on campus, among the students I'm helping with, this housing is actually a very popular question from them. And as Sammy mentioned, like the online resources, some actually even the social media, like Facebook, Twitter, and you name it. And all this you can try to, look for housing and your roommates, of course. And also on campus, we have a student center where, like a student lounge thing. A lot of people like posted some, I need a roommate, looking for a roommate, or there's a room for rent.
Next to the library
Right.
too, there's one there,
Right.
like an entire blackboard.
Exactly, exactly.
Posting for roommates.
Yeah, they want to exchange their information. That is a great way too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Looks like we have another question, which is about age restrictions for students. So, is there a minimum or maximum age that students need to be in order to attend a community college, basically? So, what's the answer to that?
I say no. I keep seeing this guy on a bike. And I swear to God, he's like 60, 70 years old. He's a really old student.
Yeah, that's one of the interesting things about community college is that although we'll have a lot of younger students, there's not usually an age minimum. At least at Valencia, there may be some at other colleges, but for the minimum age, we just, as long as you meet the requirements, like if you've had a high school diploma, you can get in. And there's not a maximum age. You'll find at community college campuses that we have a lot of young people, but we also have people that are non-traditional students that are returning to school. That could be, a little bit older, mid-age, older age that can come back to school too. I don't know if you have experience with that in any of your classes.
Yeah, actually, yes. I have this in my managerial accounting class. This lady is actually in her probably mid-50s, and she's coming back to the college to kind of like change her career. So basically, that is, and she's really, get involved with other students, and she's really active in the class. She's really enjoying the class time, basically, and I think she's doing good too. I mean, score-wise. So I don't think there was a age limit.
Yeah.
Whatever you want.
Right. Okay, so it looks like we have another question, which is about sports, and if you could participate in sports at community college campuses. So I know you're involved in some sports, right?
Yeah, I am on the YMCA. It's like a gym.
Joined the gym.
It's a gym, but they have like they offer like the basketball, soccer. They offer a variety of different sports where you can participate for like a month and a half, 2 month long. And the one I'm participating in is soccer, and it's from April 4th, I think, all the way through the end of the summer vacation.
Wow, that sounds good.
Yeah.
They offer really good stuff there at the
Yeah.
YMCA.
Especially here in Florida, the weather is so nice. It's the best. We're
Except
famous.
Well, if you
You
move
can
to
do-
any of the snow states, maybe you could also do skiing or ice skating, things like that too.
Snow fight. We do that here.
Like in Colorado.
Yeah, I mean, I will say that community colleges in general, there are a lot of community colleges that offer sports as part of the on-campus sports that you can take. College teams that are, some of them may even offer scholarships to athletes, and students can start there at the community college and then even transfer to a university and play sports. So that's something that you'll find. Other community college may have what's called like a club sports team, which is kind of like a competitive sports team where you would compete against other schools, but it's not sort of like the traditional kind of school team. And then you also have just recreation teams in sports, which is kind of what Sammy was talking about, where if you want to be involved in soccer or basketball or baseball, usually in the community or just part of the students organizations, they will have sports teams as well. So let's see, there's another question here about food and what do you eat, like what kind of restaurants are available, are there things available on campus, and do you have like meal plans, or how does that work for food at community colleges? Do you guys want to talk about that? What do you eat around here, Sam?
Well, around here, I go a lot to Wendy's or McDonald's. Like, how she mentioned Subway. Yeah.
I love
Yeah,
Subways.
Subway. Yeah. I get the Italian meatballs, I think. Yeah. So it's a good dinner actually.
Yeah.
That's what I usually go for.
And also, actually, on campus, if you say like when I first got here, I don't have a vehicle to get around, but I want somewhere close and something nice to eat too. And actually, at community college, there must be a cafeteria. Maybe 10, maybe more. Like, and also we have the community college must have this coffee shop stuff where you can buy some cafe, buy some coffees or fruit or muffins. Yeah,
some community colleges will have actually like restaurants on campus, so you may be able to find like a Subway or like little restaurants that are on campus too, or just off campus right outside. So there will be food options there.
A lot of food.
Yeah,
options.
and also another thing to mention here is probably is common here in the States, but for international students, cafeteria or some certain areas there will be microwaves. So which means you can bring your lunch and get it heated, and then you can find a nice place and you can have it, you can eat it. So microwave is kind of like is easily access to. Yeah.
So it looks like we have another question that just came in, which is about scholarship opportunities for international students and if those are available. So I'll talk about that. It'll depend on the community college, but there are lots of community colleges that do offer scholarships to international students. So you will want to check with the particular school. And there are different types of scholarships. There would be academic scholarships. So those are usually based on your grades when you were in secondary school or your achievement, or sometimes they may require you to do an essay or a writing sample or give some information about yourself, and they'll have sometimes an application deadline, or you just have to submit those materials along with your application. There are also need-based scholarships, so a school may have some money available that's for students that have a financial need. In that case, they may ask you to submit a financial aid type of form where they can assess what your need is, or maybe again write an essay or something like that. There are some sports scholarships, like I told you, and some community colleges may also offer like art or music or theater related ones that are more like performance based. So you always want to check with the school and see what do you have available. So I will say that it is kind of difficult in the U.S. in general for international students to find scholarship opportunities. So you can probably expect that will be something challenging, but you should find kind of the schools that you're interested in and ask them about that. And one of the best things about community colleges is one thing we talked about, which is that the cost is so much lower. So it's a great opportunity for you to just do the bachelor's degree in 4 years, but by starting the first 2 years of the community college, you're paying significantly less for those first 2 years. So just in general, even without a scholarship opportunity, it's a really good deal for you.
Yeah, and also actually I have many students asking the same question about scholarship for international students. I personally did some research for them. There are some websites you can go to. Like, I would name one example, like internationalstudents.com. They have all these different types of available scholarship for the international students. Some of them just require you probably write an article, like write a poem, like that. So easy like that. So there are a lot of opportunities. You just need to look for those.
Okay, what about, we have a question about study abroad opportunities. So I know as international students, usually they come to the U.S. to study abroad, but, is it different than universities? Can you do study abroad opportunities, know of?
Of course, you can. And actually, I know this one guy, and he's from Canada, and he studies here for probably a year or so, and he's going to France, I believe. Yeah, for 6 months or 3 months, like that. So yeah, it's the same opportunity here. I know a lot of students, they really love traveling and really love enjoying and learning different cultures. They love to do that. Although, they're from a different country to the States, but they want to do another, study abroad program in another country, which is good and, enrich your experience. Yep.
Okay, let's see. I think we may have time just for one more question. So I'll have to select and see which one would be the best here. So why don't we just do this one about what kind of things do you do for fun? Like if you're a community college student, are you completely immersed in your classes? Do you have time for fun? What would be examples of just like what kind of things you would do for fun?
Okay. Sammy, you want to go first?
Well, you can say I'm enrolled full time this semester, 50 credit hours, and I still have a lot of a lot of time to like just sit back.
He's having too much fun.
Yeah, too much fun. Like, and I work and everything, but you still have a lot of time, a lot of free time to just do whatever you want to do. A lot of breaks you can do. Would like go out, go to the mall, like the Millennium Mall,
Yeah.
watch movies, that sort of stuff.
Right. Also, for me, I love some cultural things, so I go to museums a lot. We have good museum right here, and also, I like doing the parks. There's a lot of parks here. I sometimes, probably once a month, that I will go hang out with friends and go exploring in the parks. So that's something really nice here.
One cool thing about community colleges too is because you're just doing, you're likely just doing the first 2 years or an associate's degree. You can choose to, let's say, come to Orlando and do 2 years, and then you can decide to do your last 2 years in New York or California or Texas or in the Midwest or wherever you like. So that allows you the opportunity to experience multiple locations in the U.S. So you're free to transfer to whichever location you like. So if you really want to have a diverse U.S. experience of different types of people and foods and cultural things, and you want to experience, the sun of Florida, but maybe, the snow of Chicago or whatever, you can do that. It's really flexible because you're doing 2 and 2, so you're not just doing all 4 years at one kind of location. So I think that it's a really great opportunity, starting at the community college for that too.
It's definitely, because I know this girl. She's from Korea, I think, and she's finishing up, and she's going to Cornell for
Cornell.
for the second part of her bachelor degree.
Oh, great.
Yeah, she's a hospitality major, I think. Right, so it's so different. Canal
so you go from Florida and then to Ithaca, upstate New York, which is great too. So she'll get a chance to experience kind of both and different types of schools too.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's great, right?
Yeah.
Opportunity. So, well, we're gonna just thank you for joining us today. We hope that you learned a little bit more about opportunities at community colleges in the United States, and hope that we provide you some information, encourage you to look more online and with Education USA and with College Week Live about community colleges. And here's our contact information. We are available on Skype, and this is a Valencia College website, so we'd love to have you join us here at Valencia and Orlando. So anything that we could do to help you and have you join our team too, you can feel free to email us, and we'll help to answer any questions you have, even if you have just general questions about community colleges. We're really happy just to help and provide any advice that we can.
Yeah, definitely. We're always here.
So I want to thank Sammy.
Thank you.
And thank Bailey too for all their help, and just thank everyone that joined us for the live chat today. So thanks so much.
Thank you guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.